So, do you all hear me, people online? Yes. Okay, so let's start. Yes, thank you very much for joining this, I hope, wonderful session. Um, session about YENA. So, we are starting now. And I want, first of all, to really ask for my apologies. I was expecting that we can have translation for the French speakers. So I'm so sorry, I'm going to use English, but I know already many young people speak English. If you have questions, you can ask later. But also I will develop a separate video in French and they upload it on the YouTube so that we can go back to it. So we try to be fair, like do no harm, okay? Nice. So let me start. So YENA is Youth Empowerment for Nonviolent Action. Yes, so this is a program. Please, you need to understand this is the program. So that's why from the beginning, I want to explain who owns this program. Because I have the sense that some people, they take YENA as if it is an organization. No, so this is a program, okay? So this is a program of the Protestant University of Rwanda, okay? Let's start from there. So whenever you say, I went to a YENA activity, so you need to remember this is a program owned by the Protestant University of Rwanda. And we know, now we say PUR. Many people, they don't know PUR. They know PIAS. So this is the former PIAS, okay? So Protestant University of Rwanda is owning this program, okay? And then GIZ CPS. So CPS means Civil Peace Service Regional Program. So this is the donor supporting this program, okay? So YENA is a program owned by PUR, but we get funds that we highly appreciate from the Civil Peace Service Regional Program. Okay, so there is a partnership between PUR and GIZ Civil Peace Service Regional Program to implement this YENA. Okay, so I want you to really understand, because for the last 1 year of the program, I see a lot of people really confusing these things, okay? And then PUR, because PUR is a university, it's big, cannot obviously do everything, right? So it has a unit. So there is one unit that was mandated to implement YENA, okay? So this is the Center for Research and Action Towards Sustainable Peace and Development. This is a PUR center, okay, that implements the program, okay? Actually, the program was even conceived at the level of CRASP, okay? So this is, YENA is a program of PUR, but PUR mandated the center to not only conceive it, but also to execute it, okay? I myself work for the center. So I work for the center, but obviously I'm a PUR staff because the center belongs to the university, okay? So please, let's try to not confuse these things. And then PUR, through the center, collaborate with PUR Peace Club in implementing YENA. So pure Peace Club. We normally call it PP Club, not PPC. PP Club is actually partner. So we are partnering with PP Club in the execution of the YENA program. And if I can even go further, I would say that YENA is built on Peace Club. Because Peace Club is a student organization bringing together young people from the region, even from Africa, to build peace, right? So YENA is an extension of what we have achieved so far in Peace Club. That's why we really consider Peace Club as a very important partner for YENA, okay? So a member of Peace Club should really feel like YENA belongs to Peace Club, right? So the executive committee of Peace Club should really feel this is YENA is their program, okay? So we partner to implement YENA, okay? I think there is certain confusion that I'm removing. So YENA is a program owned by PIWA, of course, conceived and executed via the CRASP, which is a PIWA unit, in partnership with GIZ Civil Peace Service and PP Club. Okay. And then you have YENA. Okay. Then you have the program YENA. So YENA is Youth Empowerment for Nonviolent Action. And then we have the social media platforms of YENA. Please go there and subscribe and, share. And we want really for many people to get to know this program. Okay. So then now I will start talking about YENA more specifically. So the basic information is that this is a program, this is a peace building program focusing on exchanges among young people. So we roughly say between 20 and 30 years old, but we can even extend up to 35. But we're really looking for young people in their 20s, okay? And this is obviously gender sensitive. We try to be as much inclusive in terms of gender. And then this is actually a university type of program. Originally, we wanted to have exchanges between students, but we found out it's not easy, right? Most of the clubs, this is something I discovered in 1 year. Most of the clubs actually are not active. So even in the other university, it's hard to get a very strong student organization function. I don't know why, but this is something we discovered. But originally, this program was for university students, but now obviously we can include even non-university students. Okay, but now at least the people I see in front of me, they are university students. But don't be surprised, we have also involved young people from the community. So it's a regional program. So normally we say Burundi, Rwanda, and Congo. Actually, eastern part of Congo, only Bukavu and Goma, North Kivu and South Kivu, right? But it's harder to discuss about conflict only concerning 3 countries. Where is Uganda? Where is Tanzania? So anyway, we don't have money to include the whole Africa. So we try to focus on those 3 countries. But this does not remove the fact that Stella Maris from Nigeria can take part in it. So there is no discrimination based on how we define region. We can even actually recruit or allow young people from other regions. I mean, the African region, okay? So in fact, actually, we are even getting some people also outside of Africa who are interested. So yes, focusing on the region, but not really very strict. So the first phase of the program is for 3 years, 2024, 2026. We have already consumed the first year. We are now about to implement the second year, 2025. And we hope even next year it continues. And obviously, we cannot expect a huge impact in 3 years. So we expect this program will be extended for a few more years to be able to harvest the fruits of our soil, okay? So we want to establish a sustainable network. So whatever we want to do, we want to be able, maybe it will take 10 years, maybe 15 years, we don't know, but our end goal is to have a network of young people from the region working for peace, but we want a sustainable. We don't want something for a few years and we go. No, we want to make it sustainable. Okay? So please write down your questions. I will give time for questions. So the program, of course, I will explain deeper, but as of now, please understand that this is a program which is focusing on 3 pillars: trust, peace education, and joint initiative. Those are the 3 main things we want to focus on. I will explain them later. Okay, so this is the basic information. When you hear YENA, please have this in your mind, okay? So what is the vision? The long-term vision is to empower young individuals from the Great Lakes Africa. I like to use the Great Lakes of Africa because I found out that there is also Great Lakes of America. So this is the GLA, along with other parts of Africa, obviously, to address violent conflict by doing what? By dismantling harmful structures through conflict transformation. So the goal, the vision is to see young people from this region, from Africa, working toward dismantling harmful structures, okay? So we know there are structures that handicaps peace. So this is something we wish to see. We wish to see young people growing, understanding the conflict to the level they can come together to abolish, resolve those structures that causes conflicts, but through conflict transformation. So basically through peaceful means. This is not a rebel movement. We are not starting a rebel group, no. Through conflict transformation. And what we mean by that is through peaceful means, okay? So there is an accent on peaceful means. Okay? So obviously this is a long-term thing, right? Maybe 20 years. Why not 50 years? But at least we need to have some shorter terms. So in the medium term, YENA intends to change the relations, attitude, basically relationships, attitude, and the behavior of youth from adversarial to mutually respectful interactions. Okay? So we want changes in relationship, changes in attitude, and how you feel. How do you feel about Rwandans? How do you feel about Congolese? And also behaviors from antagonists to mutually respectful. So we want to reach there in the medium term. And in the short term, we want to have a network consisting of young youth from a university, even from the community organization within the Great Lakes region. Okay, so we want to establish a network. And I told you this should be a sustainable network. What we mean by sustainable network is it's a network that can continue to function even if I'm not there. Olivia is not there. Grace is not there. PY is not there, but it continues. Okay? So that's what we try. Okay. So what are the pillars? What are the major things of YENA? So YENA has 3 pillars. Building trust, promoting non-violent peace building or peace education, whatever the way you want to call it, and the fostering collaborative initiative. So those are the 3 pillars of YENA. Building trust, of course, among the young people from the region, promoting non-violence, peace building, and fostering joint actions. An action between the Congolese, Burundians, Tanzanians, Nigerians together, right? Okay. For those who know me, I like to play with terms, okay? So this is how I come up with this idea. So when we say building trust, I think there's a mistake here, but what we mean is, I call this building peace. So building peace, I mean building peaceful relationships, okay? So that's what I mean, okay? Building trustful relationship. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar, promoting non-violence peace building. Here we are talking about learning peace, learning about peace, learning how we can bring peace using non-violent means, okay? And then fostering collaborative, I call this doing peace. So YENA is building, learning, doing peace. I think this English is a broken one, but anyway, coin it these terms to make it easy. So we are building trustful relationship. We want to learn how to build peace, and then we want to do something for peaceful societies, okay? So when you talk about building trust or building peace, we use different ways. That's why we have study trips. Last year we had a study trip. This year we are preparing a camp. We do visits, partnership visits. Grace was in Bujumbura for the first time last year. Who else? Oh, only Grace. Yeah, of course, Abikani went to Goma. We're together in Goma. But I know other people also, they visited. So we want to have activities which are nice, interesting, bringing together. So when I say Grace was in Bujumbura, you just understand that we took a flight. You know. Okay. So so we wanted to have some activities that for sure can bring young people from the region. Okay. And then we hope doing this, we get to know each other, we get to exchange messages, and and then hopefully we are building trust little by little. And then learning peace, what we mean here is we are going to develop 3 manuals, okay? YENA does not have workshops and no. We want to develop resources, and you can access them on the internet and learn yourself, even use them for activities in the community. So we are going to make very friendly manuals for young people. So now we are already developing a manual on identity-based conflict. This year we are developing something on non-violent peace building. Basically, what are the strategies can we use to build peace? And I hope next year we might want to touch on different topics, human rights, HIV, basically many themes that concern youth. Because you cannot build peace without really touching on the interests of young people. Okay? So we are going to make sure this manual are there. And hopefully we might conduct a workshop to present the manuals so that you can use them. And finally, doing peace, we want to encourage, after you learn something about peace, then come up with any sort of idea. What can you do? You might come up with a TikTok challenge, we will support you. That's why we are getting ready with a lot of equipment. Soon we are going to buy the ring light. So come to my office and do a TikTok challenge. So whatever you think can really help to pass the message of peace, we are ready for that, okay? And I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this, okay? So we want to, next year we are going to buy a podcast machine. If you want to have a podcast, to be there. So we are going to support initiatives from you. We might want to use some theater performance. How about a documentary film? So we want to do peace in a different way. If you want a dialogue, fine. But what if you want a challenge, a TikTok challenge? We believe this can be a means. So please, YENA is here to empower you with knowledge, with relationships, but more importantly, to support your initiative for peace in the region. This is our methodology. So YENA's methodology is focusing on 3 things. Number 1, engaging activities. I will explain each one of the 3, okay? So let me start with the first one. So YENA methodology is designed to align with the needs and the interests of young individuals through this approach. Number 1, engaging activities. So that's why we do talk about camps, study trips. So we want really something engaging, okay? Number 2, online resources. Already I explained to you, we are going to make available resources you can consult online. And number 3, we want to really work on social media, creating content for social media. So, why? Because a lot of young people are on TikTok, on Instagram, more than any other places, right? So we cannot rebuild peace with young people ignoring their interests. So we are going to focus on creating content for social media. So, yeah, so that's the methodology. Good. So what is the plan for this year then? So this year, we are already in October, soon in October, but still, of course, there was a lot of delays, but still we try to do something meaningful. Number 1, we have a YENA Youth Peace Camp. This is the major activity. And you don't want to miss this. For sure, you don't want to miss this because it will be very, very interesting. So, last time we had a study trip, and this time we have a camp. After the camp, we are again partnership visit. So somebody is going in on the flight again. Okay, so we are going to visit Bujumbura, Goma, and Bukavu again. Okay. And number 3, as I told you, this is the part of the university we are going to develop in other manner, and you can have access to it on the internet. So this is the activities for this year, focusing on YENA. Good. So let's talk about the camp, okay? So how is it organized, who will take part in it, things like that, okay? So I want to make the clarification clear to everybody. First of all, we have hashtag, YENA Camp Prep, okay? So please, let's get viral. So whenever you post something related to YENA, use it so that, we can see how we are growing, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and then I will use I will use the posters For those who are already in the WhatsApp group of YENA, I already shared them in the group. But this is good. I'm going to explain. You can ask questions. Okay, now let's talk about this, the preparation session. So people who will go to the camp, they must have a certain level of knowledge on all the themes, all the topics that will be developed. So that's the principle, yes? You want to zoom it? Yes. Sure. Okay. Is it now at least? Okay. So please understand that you will not just be chosen like that. So we will be chosen based on how much you know. Okay? Why? Because we are going to deepen those topics in the camp. So we are not going to look at the introductory concept. So then the assumption is that you come to the camp because after you have already learned something about all the topics and you master them. Okay? That's why we have established these sessions. And the first one is the one of today, obviously, September 29, Introduction to YENA. That's what I'm doing. Next week, we are having Dr. Olivia to come with a talk on youth agency and peace building in the Great Lakes of Africa. And after that, October 20, we are going to have some introductory session, an introductory session on sexual and gender-based violence. And it will be facilitated by 2 Peace Camp members who attended at least one of the 3 trainings we had in the past. We had with experts. You remember the HIV, you remember these sessions, right? So they will restitute to us what they learned. November 3rd, we are going to have an introduction to organizational development. This is so important. During the camp, we are going to have a 3-day training for the leaders of student organizations, right? Even community organizations. So here we are going to have a short introduction, and then we are going to deepen the concept in the camp. November 17, Introduction to HIV. You remember we had a very wonderful session with an expert, Anne Pirot, and it was so much eye-opening. We learned a lot. So we are going to ask 2 students from Peace Club to restitute what we learned in that session. Of course, the expert will be coaching them. And on December 1st, we are going to tackle the fake news and hate speech. Okay, this will be the theme. And I'm going to facilitate this together with a PUR staff. Okay? So this is what we call light up the room sessions. It's pretty much, I come, I present to you. Okay? But it's not only this. We will also have, let me see the right photo. We are going to also have sessions where you also do something, okay? We call this build and bloom sessions. starting from October 13. Of course, there will be in department, right? So there will be departments, and I think you already have enough information, but I will still provide them for those who want to know which department. We have a Department of Art and Sport, Department of Coordination, Facilitation, and Media. Okay? So everybody should at least belong to one department. So for those people who will be in the Department of Arts, there will be a small talk by two experts in theater performance. And then for those who will be in the Department of the Media, they will have a separate session on introduction to social media. That will be facilitated by Grace together with Celia. Next part, okay? On October 27, those who will be in the Department of Coordination, they will have a session on the basics of event management, okay? To be facilitated by GIZ experts. And then those who will be in the Department of Facilitation, they will have a session on basics of a good facilitation. On November 10th, those who are part of the Art and Sport Department, they will have a session on Art for Peace. And those who are in the Department of Media, they will have a session on social media content production. On November 24, those who are in the Department of Coordination as well as Facilitation will have a session on digital tools useful for teamwork and peace building work. Okay? So this is to say that there is a lot to learn. So coordination and facilitation. Because we are going to learn some digital tools we can use to communicate, like team building, but also to build peace. So, and we have an expert from GIZ who is going to facilitate. So, in one word, I am strongly affirming that this is the most concise, only 2 months and a half, accessible, both online and offline. What do we mean by that? Every session will be uploaded to YouTube of YENA. So even if you are not here, you have classes, don't worry. You can come back to every session, okay? So we are going to upload them. And this is free of charge. We are not asking you to pay. But you can learn all these topics, right? So this is for sure like a school. So you learned a lot for free. And this is engaging and empowering. So my understanding is that if you follow all the sessions, I can tell you without any hesitation that you will be knowing a lot of skills and knowledge with regard to peace building than somebody who have worked even in organizations doing peace building. So this is amazing. This is an amazing program. I'm saying this with my whole heart that you don't really lose this huge opportunity. Okay, so this is the most concise, accessible, free of charge, yet engaging and empowering opportunity ever offered to young change makers from the Great Lakes of Africa. I believe so. Okay, so you can prove me wrong after completing these two and a half months of learning. Okay, and finally, so these sessions will serve not only as preparation for this peace building activity, this camp, but it will also be like a course for those people who are interested in the topic. So you might not go to the camp because you have a very limited seat. I mean, not everybody will be taken, obviously. But at least if you follow these 2.5 months, you will have a lot of knowledge and skills in peace building. And now I'm exploring the possibility of awarding a certification to the person who will follow all of this. How will I know? Every session will have a feedback form. From today, this evening, we are going to put a link on our social media platform. Go there and get the form. And fill the form. Of course, including your name, nationality, whatever, right? And then, if you, after we finish the sessions, you can come to claim a certification. I can check. I can go to all the feedback forms. If I see for sure you have followed and you responded correctly, at least you were engaged through all the session you participated in, I will see if there is a possibility at least to have something written to testify. I cannot promise 100%, but in my view, this should be a possibility. So, happy are those who will follow all the sessions, but more happy are those who will join the camps. Yeah, I think that's the end of my presentation. Let me see if there is something remaining. Okay, good. So, thank you very much. I think I will stop by here, but I want to add one more thing. If YENA